Welcome to another meeting of TVholics Anonymous. My name is Ruru and I am a TVholic. So I'm back with another episode, another solo episode of the Sneaky Links show on Netflix, Sneaky Links Dating After Dark. This is episode 2, guys. And like I said on the other episode, this is like a struggle for me to watch. I'm finding it really difficult and boring. But I thought I started it, so I must finish it. So let's get on with it. I'm going to try and keep this as short as possible because it's paining me to watch this. It feels like I'm getting dumber watching this. So here goes. So we pick up from the same place that we left off with Colt and Angelique rolling around on the bed, and then he leaves for the night. And next, Avery talks about how she never thought about Colt like that before, but now she feels like she wouldn't want to be here with anyone else but Colt. Travis also says that he wants to explore something with Angelique. Colt is working out and said that he's going to keep it a secret. When he's working out, sorry, I was just reading my notes, but he's working out, but he was working out with some of the guys, and he said that in his confessional, he's saying that he's not going to tell anyone, he's going to keep it a secret. So then Chloe and Spicy Mari come in and give the contestants a bike challenge, a bike building challenge. I thought this was really stupid and very low budget. Very low budget. Basically, they had to make this bike together, like build it, as in put it together, assemble it. It was very boring. There's nothing about this show that's interesting. There's some bickering and jealousy before it starts, and Chloe, the host, endearingly like tries to do like a wolf whistle to start the race, but it doesn't work and it fails, and it's very like cute and funny. I think she's doing a really great job still. And then Brandon. So we're going to move on now to what Brandon is doing. So Brandon and I believe Nicole, that's the girl's name, they're last to leave basically, and Chloe, which I found hysterical. Chloe was basically saying that, be careful, Brandon, be careful, try not to squish your balls, because he'd never sat on a bike before and he's never ridden a bike before, which I find crazy. Like, he's a grown man and he's never like ridden a bike. He doesn't know how to ride a bike. That's weird and crazy. I don't know about you guys, but to me that was like a bit like, what's going on here? Why haven't you learned how to ride a bike? Doesn't everyone, like, don't most people know how to ride a bike? It's just odd to me. So next, they show Zoe and Kyle, and they have like good communication and they work well together and they're enjoying their time on this like bike challenge. But Zoe in her confessional says she's not really interested in Kyle. Is it Zoe and Kyle? Yeah, she's not interested in Kyle. And like that, and she's looking for something different. In general, I just don't think that these two get that in order to be in a, like, not just these two, like everyone in the show, in order to be like in a long-lasting relationship, you're meant to be friends with the person that you're with. And like literally none of them are trying to build friendships. Like towards the end, I can see some people trying to build friendships, but it's like, if someone has to force you to be friends with me, I just don't want to like have that friendship, if you know what I mean. They're just there, and they just want to go straight to basically sex. That's it. Especially the guys. The guys have like nothing else on their minds. So you can tell that Manny is trying his best to pull away from Samira, and Samira is trying to get closer to him. And I think they're enjoying the bike ride challenge together, but like I think that Manny's mind is somewhere else. Like, he's more interested in doing this. Like, he would have been happier if he could do this with another girl instead of Samira. And Samira, like, notices this and she looks sad, and I feel sad for her too. In general, I feel like this is really like sad to show, like, on the show in many ways. Like, sad. I'm sad for her for, like, I just actually, for most of the women on this show, I feel sad because it feels like it's like kind of pathetic for the. Ugh, I can't explain myself very well. It's like a pathetic excuse for the show, yet like ugh, it's just it. Oh, I can't get my words out. I feel like it's just kind of like pathetic. They're showing them as being like pathetic and like traipsing around after a guy that doesn't want them. So it's sad in that way, but I don't think that they're pathetic. I think they're just like in their feelings and they can't help that they've got attached to these people. And especially Samira, like, she's known him for such a long time. And I just hate the way he's been disrespectful to her, especially as they know each other's families and stuff. So, um, yeah. And then we move on to Logan and Nicole. And they're basically like cycling their bikes, and they almost kill a group of swans or ducks or something like that. They're just coming like hurtling towards these poor creatures, and they just don't think that maybe we should like swerve around them or like move away from them. They just carry on going, and then they're like screaming, ah! So I thought that was a bit dumb. Um, they seem to be like working well together, and Nicole was proud of the way that they work together. So yeah, I don't really feel like she likes him at all. Then Angelique and Travis, the bike chain breaks off and they have to get off and try and fix it, and he ends up carrying it and running with it in the air because he wants to finish strong with Angelique, as they're a team. And Angelique enjoyed herself, and that's what she says in the confessional. And it seems like they had basically a positive kind of experience. Like, they were both happy with their little bike ride challenge. Then we get on to the main fuckboy himself, Colt. So Colt and Avery scene. Um, I'm really starting to feel bad for Avery as Colt is acting like he's gonna try and make things like work with her. And she said that she's enjoying spending time with him and that he's really patient with her. But meanwhile, she has no idea that he and Angelique went off for a sneaky link that night. Um, I think that's really like I just think it's sad because he doesn't even think about like the consequences of this. Like, he's hurting another human being, and also he's humiliating her because she's gonna have to watch this, and her friends and family are gonna have to watch this while he's sneaking around. Um, in Colt's confessional, he says that he feels like he could have kissed Avery at that time because she was so positive and like made things like so easy for him in the challenge. So basically, I feel at this point that Colt is like the biggest fuckboy on the show. I don't think anyone's gonna top him. Maybe Manny, yeah, maybe Manny will top him, especially right now, like towards the end of the episode. Then we move on to Brandon and Nicole, and they keep bumping into things on their cycling journey because Brandon has never ridden a bike before, like I touched on. I can't understand why Brandon was just sitting in the back and not pedaling. He didn't even attempt to pedal for a good while, and it was just giving me pathetic, spoiled man-child vibes. Brandon also claims that learned a lot about he learned a lot about Nicole during this challenge, and that she's patient and helpful. And he feels like there's more depth to her than he realized. Well, everyone has more depth. You just have to look at it. Stupid Brandon. Um, yeah, he's extremely excited and happy, and he's learning how to ride while learning how to ride a bike. And she feels like it went really well and that they're building some kind of connection, which is kind of like sad for her because she has no idea what's going on. Now we're back at the nasty, grimy, seedy hotel, and we see it in its all its like grimy glory when Chloe and Spicy Mari are congratulating Zoe and Kyle, who won the who who won guys, my voice is like going. So they're congratulating where was I? Sorry about this. They're congratulating Zoe and Kyle who won because the competition because they finished first. And Colt and Avery were the team who demonstrated perseverance and were the most supportive to each other. Colt hugs Avery, and then it cuts to Angelique, and she looks furious and jealous. Like, you can literally read every emotion on her face. It was crazy. She has no poker face, basically. Colt and Avery's reward, basically, was going on a date. And hearing this, Angelique's face looks like it's gonna like she's gonna burst out crying or like have like some sort of anger fit. And she's like basically seething with jealousy, like you can see it all over her face. Like she has no poker face, like I said. And then later on, Angelique says that she's trying to get close, trying to get um trying to get some attention uh from damn it, what's his name? From Colt by wearing something provocative and hopes that she gets another call and can be like a sneaky link with Colt later on. So she hopes that they have like their little booty call at night again because they already did that the night before. So after getting ready, the girls are chatting by the pool and Samira confides in Zoe. She basically feels that she's noticed how her relationship with Manny has always been one-sided, and she said that she might cry and that it hurts her feelings, which I so feel for her because this is a nasty situation, and for someone that's known you for so many years since high school, and they've kind of on and off dated, and they've on and off been each other's like sneaky links, and he knows your family, for him to treat her like that is disgusting. So she says that I don't even think that he valued my friendship like I valued his, which is sad. And she said she feels silly that she placed him so high in her life as a friend, even. And she felt like they were besties when they came in and he just left her in the dust. This is like everything she's saying is really sad, but I know a lot of people out there, probably people listening to this podcast right now, can probably resonate like this. Some of this stuff that's happening is probably like resonating with you because this is like a common occurrence. There's a lot of fuck boys out there messing with girls' hearts out there. I genuinely feel like really bad for her, but like I said, this is a common occurrence, and I feel like she should just cut and leave him in the dust, and not have herself feel like she's been left in the dust by him. But I'm glad that she notices basically that she's seeing Manny for who he really is, and that's basically, you know, a giant fuckboy. Then they cut to the fuckboy himself, Manny, and he's basically saying that he's had control of the relationship the whole time, and that he goes on to say that he feels like she's holding him back, and I'm holding her back from finding something better. This is all his like justification, I believe. Like he's trying to justify his stupid actions, his selfish, evil actions. He could have done all this without like hurting someone. There's a better way to do things. So basically, I feel like translation for him means that she's stopping me from fucking around. Then we go back to number one fuckboy, who is Colt, who is walking to his date with Avery and complimenting her on her blue dress and saying that this is his favorite color. They keep cutting to Angelique watching from afar, and she's basically just sitting there with anger bubbling inside her, and as she watches their date, because I think it's weird that they're just having these dates like right in front of everyone, and you know, let me just they're drinking and eating strawberries while laughing and giggling, and he's talking about how in the past he would have just got angry if he couldn't get the challenge right. And I personally feel like that's a giant red flag. Listen, girls, anyone out there who's listening to this, that's a giant red flag. Red flag. You don't want to be with a man who's like that. Get away from him. Get away from him right now. He said, because you were next to me, I feel like it went a lot better. Well, that's just dumb. You need, like, that means you always need someone by your side. Um, and then he just thanked her, and then she said that she had no expectations coming in, but she feels like they've got a lot closer, and he's like, yeah, he's like, yeah. And I just feel like he's just toxic and such a liar. Then they Oh, I just want to say before I move on that they could have made this date a bit better by taking these people outside of this nasty, grimy ass motel, and they didn't. They chose to keep it cheap and cheerful, or not very cheerful. Um, I actually can't believe the date in the motel. Like, it was like kind of shocking. Like, didn't you guys feel that they would take them out somewhere else? Like, there has to be some sort of like, you know, less gross, seedy atmosphere that we could cut to. I mean, the park and going out and about was a breath of fresh air, but they come back to this seedy motel and they couldn't even like cut a check for a decent restaurant for these people. Sad for them. I feel sad. And the challenge was super low budget as well, so it's like all adding up to like Netflix does not want to pay money for anything. I feel like, yeah, the whole show is just crappy and like low budget. It's just really, it's not up to Netflix standards, I don't think. Okay, anyway, I digress. At night, calls Nicole in, and Brandon calls Nicole, and he comes over and gets into her bed, and Brandon looks like he's learning and growing from the experience, and he claimed that he wants to try and get to know her and see how this goes, not just hook up because he's already done that before. So I felt like he was kind of genuine about that. I'm not quite sure yet. Then Colt calls Angelique again, and she says, "Do you want to come over quickly?" I feel like she's really enjoying sneaking around as much as he is. They're all over each other again, and she basically jumps on him as soon as he gets in the door, and they're back to rolling around on the bed, just like last time. Then we're back to Manny. Manny, he's really grossing me out. So Manny is pacing around the room talking about how he finds every woman on the show attractive, which is really unattractive for him to be saying that. He asks Nicole V to come over. They chat on the bed, and he really does not give a crap, basically. This is what I find about Samira, and I feel bad for her because she's going to see this and it's going to hurt her feelings all over again because of the long history between them. They talk about the Logan situation, and that she only went out with him for 2 months, and not went out with him, was hooking up with him for like 2 months, and it's not like a real situation. I feel bad for Logan because they cut to him lying on the bed by himself with his creepy porn stash. Um, I thought it was really disrespectful how Manny just started talking about his relationship with Samira and her parents, etc., with this new girl. That's disrespectful on so many levels. They just started kissing and touching after that, which is like, like how did that lead to kissing and touching? Doesn't make any sense. It's sad how they're like showing all the single couples alone in their bed. This was like really like weird to show. And the next morning everyone gets up, and there's just like a morning montage. Then in Brandon's confessional, he said that he wants to try and break these bad habits, and he's already doing it, but he wants to do it more. I kind of believe him, but I've always got my eye open, one eyebrow raised, because you can't really trust any of these fuckboys, can you? I don't really trust them. He's having a good conversation with Nicole in the morning by the pool. It's all very positive and moving in the right direction, kind of situation right now, so I don't know. He's very smiley, which is kind of annoying to me. Like he's got like that goofy kind of weird smile, like like dopey kind of goofy smile. Like a bit like Jesse from Some House. Okay, and then they're in front of everyone by the pool. Um oh, Manny is flirting with Nicole by the pool, and poor Logan and Samira have to watch it. It's horrible. Then Manny is talking to Avery, and he's like, I feel like the daytime is cock blocking the nighttime. Again, this man is so terrible and toxic. He does not give a damn about that Samira could hear him. He has no respect at all for that poor girl. Like, I just feel sad for her. Like, this is really like not good for her. Like, it's because it's memorialized on TV forever. Like, I just feel so like it's not fair for her. It's not fair. Like, he's never gonna have to care about this because he doesn't care about other people. But she's gonna have to. Everyone in her life is gonna know about this man disrespecting her. Then they sit down to talk, and I knew this would be really awkward, horrible situation. She tells him that I'm talking about Samira and Manny. She tells him that I feel that you're distant with me since you got here. And while she's saying that, she's clutching her purple Stanley mug, Stanley Cup situation. Um, then he starts gaslighting her and saying, I don't think I've been acting distant on purpose. He said if you're wanting more attention. Oh, this was the worst bit. He said if you're wanting more attention, I feel like you should just go and talk to more people. That was like so gross of him. Very rude and disrespectful to her during this entire conversation. I just feel like yeah, I think it's between him and Colt, Manny and Colt for the top spot for fuckboy of the worst fuckboy of this like show. Um, Now we move on. They're all in the pool, and some people are sitting poolside and talking about uh fuck, marry, kill, basically. And Brandon made a dumb mistake by participating, and Nicole got upset and she ran out of the pool. Nicole starts crying in her confessional. She wants him to want her. Personally, I feel if someone's not respecting you, you should just leave them because then it's just you. Like, I just feel like you should just walk off because you're just going to be like walked all over and used. Um, so yeah, I hope that she understands that and moves on from this fuckboy. And I feel like he's obviously given her a lot of trauma to deal with. So I don't know what's going to happen with the situation. She doesn't want him to look at her like an object, but she's letting herself be an object, basically. I don't think she's like understanding that she's basically an object to him. The girls in general are finding it really hard to move on, but guess what, girls? There's better guys out there, and you should definitely try moving on because it's the best thing for you mentally. Really, it is. Getting away from toxic people and situations is definitely like the best thing you can do for yourselves. You can do way better, basically, I think, than these like fuck boys. And I feel like if you guys get away from them, you will be respecting yourselves. And that's so important. If you respect yourself, it encourages other people to respect you. Okay, so now it's time for another stupid link lowdown. Everyone's nervous, and what's interesting is that Angelique thinks that Colt is a good thing, basically, and that he walked into her life, and she doesn't want to keep on sneaky linking with him. She wants it to be like official, like she wants to be in a relationship with him, I think, or like start something with him like properly officially. Chloe and Spicy Mari come in with lots of energy, especially Chloe's like full of energy. Mari says that it doesn't seem to be working for you, to Manny and to Samira, and asks if it's time for them to move on. And Manny just blabbers on about how our parents know each other. Parents think that we'll end up together. So it's been hard for both of us, which is all bull basically. I think he's just chatting shit, and he God, he's like so like slimy. I find him really like gross and slimy. Yeah, so he's like, because he does I just feel like he doesn't care about this relationship at all, or I don't think he cares about anyone else but himself. I feel bad for Samira because she's trying to keep a brave face, and I feel like she's holding back the tears. Um, Basically, while this idiot is just yapping on and on for her, he's speaking for her. Spicy Mari asks if this is the end for you two. Um, is it time for you guys to check out of the Sneaky Link motel? And then we're left on that cliffhanger. I feel like Samira is going to say yes. It's time for us to check out, and then Manny will say no, and Samira will have to leave, and Manny will stay. That's what I personally think is going to happen. And meanwhile, when she'll be leaving with like a crushed, broken heart, because she'll have to hear like, I think that they're gonna make he's gonna she'll have to hear like that he's moved on with some other girl, because I'm sure that they'll like make him say that he's been hooking up with the other girl. I feel like it was a good cliffhanger to leave on, but not enough for me to care. Like I've said, I've been struggling to watch this show, and I had to watch it on super speed on Netflix, like on fast forward basically. Um, so it's like 1.5 speed, because it was just draining the life out of me watching this. I'm still really not feeling it, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to muster up like the strength to recap this or even watch another episode, but I'll do my best. And I hope you guys liked this. We need those 5-star reviews, and I will hopefully be back with Mimi really soon. So give us those reviews, guys. We really need it. Share this with your friends as well. Like, if there's anyone that watches Sneaky Links or Bravo shows or anything else that we recap, it would be great if you could share it with them, or like share it with your friends on social media. That would be good too. So I will see you guys soon. Like I said, hopefully with Mimi. Bye.